And the good news is I've driven it. It seems to be working, not without some incidents. So after I loaded in the programming for the controller through my laptop, I got in and hit the throttle, and the tires spun. And I had it jacked up off the ground, so there's no risk of crazy Volkswagen driving through everything. And then I started going through then I got 4 faults. Or no, I cleared up the faults, and then I started going into the programming menus, and I thought I adjusted everything correctly, but because I had no faults, it said it was clear to go, and but when I stepped on the throttle, it wouldn't go, and I was starting to pull my hair out a little bit about that, and so finally I was like, I went through every screen and everything looked like it should be right, and so then I was like, well, I'll go back to where I was. So I saved my the programming I'd done, the settings, and then I went back and reprogrammed it with the stock original clone files, and then it worked again. So I haven't touched it since then. Now I haven't even driven it 2 miles yet, and it seems like any time I go more than a few blocks, I have an incident where it just quits moving. It just starts coasting, and giving it throttle doesn't do anything. And at first I thought I was having some shifting issues because I was kind of bouncing back between first and second, and I thought maybe it wasn't going into gear because my clutch was out of adjustment and the car was moving and the motor was moving and all that. So, but I ruled that out because I adjusted the clutch and it seems to be working, and it did it to me again, and I pulled over to the side of the road and then tried it again, and then it worked. So there's a little hiccup somewhere in here. Also, so I rearranged my cooling radiator for my controller. I watched a video, very, very detailed video from, I can't think of his name, the computer guru. I think they call him Computer Jesus or something like that. Anyway, he went into great detail about how pumps and coolers should be arranged to work properly, and it turns out that you want the hoses to the radiator at the bottom, and I had mine at the side, and you also want the pump to be lower than your radiator. And the reason for this is because these radiators are basically designed so that any air that is in the system is eventually going to make it to the top of there and not harm anything. If you get air elsewhere, it might not pump, and you're being very hard on the pump, the life of the pump, and you're probably not getting the best cooling. I'm not even confident in this pump that it is going to work out at all. It seems extremely weak, and I'm just going to have to keep an eye on it. Right now I don't have any antifreeze in here, which I probably should have, but I just don't have any on hand, so I got distilled water in there, and I've had to add water several times, and so I'm kind of wondering what the heck's going on. And as you might see here, I got a little bit of water down there, and not all of that is from me filling it, so I got to keep an eye on that. I haven't charged it yet. I'm still running on the charge that it came with. I haven't even verified that the BMS is still working, or I don't know if my charging unit and charge port, I don't know if any of that is correct yet. I'm pretty sure that my DC to DC converter that keeps my auxiliary battery charged is working, because I was at 12 volt, now I'm at 13, so I think that is working correctly. So that's good, and it gives me hope that everything else is working too. My vacuum pump seems to be working. I had to adjust my, this from my brakes, I had to adjust my brakes, the rear ones, because they're way off, and this thing is pretty quick, and the brakes weren't up to par with the throttle. So that had to be rectified really quick. So I adjusted the brakes, adjusted the clutch, and I think everything's pretty good on that end. So now I got the computer hooked up again. This line here, it connects down to this port here, and then it goes to your laptop, and then you can load in the software. So the interior of this is still thrashed. I'm not going to go through the computer programming quite yet. I don't want to feed you any misinformation because I don't fully know what I'm doing there. And but this is the interior. I got my little Tasmanian devil hand holding the VW symbol. It's my co-pilot. And I took the seat out. I have an industrial 1958 sewing machine and a bunch of upholstery. And my girlfriend brought home a ton more of upholstery. And so I'm like, well, I guess it's time to redo these hating it seats. And so that was a can of worms, because I'll show you what's underneath all that upholstery. And this looks beautiful compared to how it was. But so everything was just rusty, especially the springs and the seat and the back. In fact, one or two of the springs are broken, and I've covered it. This is it's been about a day and a half of just recoating it with various rust products, Evaporust, and this stuff, which seems to work pretty good too, Skyco. After I took the bottom apart and saw how bad it was with the broken springs, I was thinking I'm just going to order some new seats. Well, it turns out that they are very expensive to get new seats. You can get the upholstery to cover them for like 180 to 250-ish, and which isn't too bad, but the upholstery part isn't the problem I'm having. It's the actual frame. So it looks like the best recommendation is to go with an 87 Vanagon seat. They supposedly are very comfortable. In fact, I've had an 83, and it seems like it was pretty comfortable. But I don't want to do too much modification. The Vanagon seat will fit right in there, and without any changes, which would be sweet. And they look pretty nice. So I'm going to try to do my amateur upholstery on this, and see if that'll get me through until I stumble across some Vanagon seats or some other option. And I think that's all I have to share today. I hope you're having a good summer and staying healthy, keeping your distance, wearing your mask, and thanks for watching. Please subscribe and click the like if you liked it.